Man, this was well, you know, it's 94, around that time, 93, 94, around that time. But it was the Jack the Rapper, as it was told to me. Let me see if I got this right. For those who don't remember Esham, now Esham is somebody, my boys used to listen to a lot of Esham. You know how you listen to something and it's like before its time. That's like Esham would have been storming on the main circuit like in the late 90s, around that time. He'd have really came in and hit. Like Eminem Blue, Esham was doing that kind of rap back then, but at that point, everybody was in Black Power, you know. He was more into the psycho, out this world type of stuff. And like, wow, we weren't ready for that yet. But he was making those kind of records, you know. And he had I think Killing the Fetus. I don't know exactly. I could be wrong, but he had a CD. He was out there shopping at the Jack the Rapper event. You know, somebody was like, man, we should get Jack the Rapper going. We was just having it, I think, in a live chat. I was like, no, man, it'll be nothing but a shootout. These dudes can't get together for an award show. So next thing you know, people fighting and shooting at an award show. You know, it's crazy out here. So I'm like, putting them in an event to promote themselves. Yeah, it sounds great, but couldn't do it. Now, the first couple of times things went off without a hitch, but the one in Miami got overshadowed with the Luke and Dr. Dre situation. How it exploded down in Miami. Now, the situation hit an all-time high when your mans came up and, when I mean your mans, I mean Pac. Pac at this time was like just blowing up. You know, he was his own artist at the time, and he was working with Thug Life at this moment, and he was cool with MC Breed, so he was hanging out with Breed a lot, and Breed was out in Cali and going back to Michigan, Cali, and so they hanging out, and they out there at the Jack the Rapper, and people were promoting their stuff, and Pac getting ready to promote Thug Life. So everybody had stickers too back then. For you kids who didn't know what it was like, people had their stickers, designs. You peel them off and stick them on your book bag everywhere. Man, they was sticking them all around the hotel. Hotel was pissed. I mean, you want to talk about like thousands of the coolest graffiti stickers ever made. I'm like, whoever made these were great. People were just peeling them off, sticking them everywhere, promoting their album. Yo, grab this. All underground rappers. Everybody who was there, people was tagging the walls. Yeah, it was crazy. But money was spent by record companies and everywhere else. This is like the rappers are going out there to do the work themselves and promote their own product. Some people, the rappers didn't show up. They had A&Rs or people with managers out there, you know, for the artists. But Redman, Keith Murray, they were out there by themselves. Like, dude, we out here. He was like, Redman, I ain't got to do this. I'm gold. But Pac shows up, and he's out there in the purple Carl Could Die outfit. And that's what I'm saying. As the story was told to me, him and Esham had on the same purple vest outfit. Now, for those who don't understand, Tupac was Carl Kanai representative. If anybody knew anything about Carl Kanai, and most of you young people didn't, in the hip-hop magazines, because we didn't have the internet, in the hip-hop magazines is where we got the majority of our information. So what we saw for fashion and everything came out of magazines, or if we saw it on television, which most of our acts weren't on television unless they were in a music video. So the hip-hop magazines were like it. And in there, this is what we saw, the clothing. And Tupac advertising Karl Kani was it. Like, he was the Karl Kani representative before Nas. That was it. Pac. And he loved rocking Karl Kani gear. You know, and Karl Kani was huge at that time. And it's mainly because of Pac. So Tupac has got on this all purple, purple vest with a purple shirt. He think he had a herringbone on. And Esham is there, and they're wearing the same outfit. So Esham see Pac like, oh, it's Pac, and tried to give him, his demo tape and everything. And I think Pac was like, nah, I already got it. Or, nah, what'd he say? No, I'm not trying to sign nobody, homie. I got my own group. I'm trying to promote my own thing right now and do that. That's why I'm here. But he was like, oh, it's cool, man. I ain't even on that. You know what I'm saying? I just want you to, to listen to it. Here, just tell me, check it out. So you can know my music. So I'm just basically giving out tapes. So he was like, all right, and kind of gave him the, okay, and walked off. And later that day, when MC Breed saw him, and it was like, oh, E, what's up? And then Pac was standing there, and he didn't know, like, hey, Breed, like, yo, Pac, I want you to meet my mans. This is E. And this is Esham. Pac had already gave the tape to Mo Preem. He gave the tape to Mo Preem. And Mo Preem had it. He was like, here, man, this for you. And gave it to Mo Preem. So I don't know what happened after Mo Preem got the tape, but that's what I was told. He gave the tape to Mo Preem, like, dismissed it. But then after he saw that Esham was cool, he was real like, oh, man, I'm sorry about that earlier, man, no disrespect. He was real apologetic to him. He didn't know he knew Breed, and like, oh, okay, this guy is somebody, this and that my people would know. And it was none but love. None but love over there. So that's how that story went. So for the guy was like, yo, did Tupac and him have beef? No, they did not have beef. Matter of fact, I think he was there when they performed. They went, Breed and them did a performance. Him and Pac did a little show out there and threw down. They got on stage and did I Gotta Get Mine. And they went and did their thing. They killed it. So, yeah, it was fun times, bro. Fun times. That's when hip-hop was hip-hop. And it was at its getting ready to hit some peaks, and that's when it was cool, man. I mean, I'm sad that a lot of you couldn't come in during those moments, and you missed out on a lot of history. But it's cool to go back and learn and hear about how things used to be, because you'll be amazed. Like, it's like crazy. We were just talking about this 2 days ago with my buddy. I was like, man, it's entirely different. My boy got kids now, and all his kids, they got an iPad. They got their own iPads. Then they have like these little cell phone things, and I'm like, one is 8, the other one is like 12. Why do they need like these phone devices? Like, what is that? He's like, oh, that's like a game thing. I'm like, can they just get that on the iPad thing? Why they gotta have that little phone thing? The iPad, it's all these electronics. And I was like, man, do you know when we was coming up, dog, how this was? Like, we actually used to go outside and do things, activities. He's like, yeah, I know, man, but this is how it is now. I remember how we used to go to people's house and play video games, and we barely knew them. It's like, yeah. He's like, man, nowadays, man, we won't send, we know them, we ain't sending them to the neighbor's house. I was like, yeah, that's crazy. That is crazy. It's, it's a whole different type of world. Everybody's in fear of everything and secluded. And the video games and iPads, that's not going to help the situation out at all. That's just going to lead to more isolation, more distant and not knowing how to communicate with people. And you've seen that now. You've seen that failure to communicate and what it's led to. So I don't want to bore your head off. But I'm out. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. And if you like it, please make a donation if you want. Click the link in the description box. And people's like, oh, you begging for it. I'm not begging. If you want to do it, you can do it. If you don't, no. It's just always going to be some people that hate. I created that platform page. I said, well, let me get them something cool to do so you don't have to do it just if I go live. You don't have to super chat. So I don't have to be waiting on them to fix my super chat or whatever's going on. I don't have to just have super chat to get donations. Now you can do it whenever you feel like. It don't cost you anything extra. So I don't understand what that is about. I didn't hear that when it was super chat. It's crazy. But yeah, I'm out. Deuces.